problem with the 125 recommendations is that I've heard people say 60%, 80% have been cleared, but I don't have a document to cite to see actually what has been done and a sort of impact assessment report. But I think Arul is right in terms of some of the key areas, in terms of increased budgets, improved infrastructure. You can see police stations, like even Central Police Station is like one of the biggest buildings in Central now. Increase community policing. These, I think, have seen tangible changes in the process. I think there are some specific legislative changes that there was a parliamentary select committee that looked at the penal code 117, few things that were amended. But I think, as others have said, Dr. Ambika and even Thiru, I think all provisions related to human rights compliance has not been, including IPMC. So the culture, the police commission, I think the major point is, do you arrest first and then investigate? I mean, the question is, do you need to put Dr. Ambika in lockup to get him to come back to answer you? So I think most people would say it's not necessary. Is she going to contaminate evidence? Is she going to intimidate other witnesses? Is she a flight risk? If all that is not there, and she says tomorrow morning I'll be here, then I think you need not put the person, depending on the circumstances and issue. I think that all those is actually written out, and that has not really changed. So the substantive issues of compliance has not. Now, one major area that I feel that media also has not picked up, there was this question which is on chapter 6, 3.3, recommendation, modified mission and function of PDRM. The question was, because some pushed, I think it was from civil society or recommendations, was rarely debated, whether the special branch should be taken out of PDRM. And they were cited other jurisdictions like Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, where this is the case. And why is that? The discussion was to prevent any misuse of the special branch, to safeguard it. And then in chapter 10, there's a whole description of security and various other things in safeguarding, recognizing the role of the special branch. But I think the conclusion that the commission came was that they will not separate the special branch from PDRM. I think this area might need to be revisited because normal policemen in policing work, in criminal investigation, as opposed to terrorism type of work, as well as the kind of special branch work, should be separated rather than, and I'm not sure how Dr. Ambi and the bar feels about that, but in other countries they have done that, rather than putting it all within that context, and whether those things need to be revisited as well, because there were questions raised. Because now, like what Arul has raised, is the police being used for political purposes or not? And there can be a perception issue. Whereas policemen on normal duties, and that's why there are things about who should policemen escort, provide, what are core policing functions, what are not. You have so many policemen, but the numbers in investigative policing is actually quite small. They're caught up in many other duties. So those are some things. So I think, like what others have said, and my concluding point would be that I think the Ministry of Home Affairs or others would need to give a clear revisit to these issues, not just on the independent commission, but also the other recommendations to see the process and progress made. And that would require much more participation of the public in the process. Thank you.